Hello, this is going to be a review or appreciation of JLA Rock of Ages. I picked this one because this is one of the comics that got me back into reading superhero comics and definitely caring about the JLA again. I hadn't read a Justice League comic book before I bought this since the late 80s. Late 80s, back when it was like the Booster Gold, Blue Beetle days and things like that. And I know they had gone and, it became really popular and they had dozens of spin-offs and it got watered down and it got all extreme and all this crazy stuff and they canceled the comic and they started it over. And basically that's what this is. These are reprints from the late 90s and they went with the approach that these are the world's greatest superheroes. They are superstars in a fictional world that they live in. They're pop icons in the world, the real world that you and I live in, and that these guys should have big, great, epic, grand adventures, and that's exactly what this is. It's kind of long, it's kind of involved and complicated, but it's not particularly confusing. But it's not 12 issues of whatever, some guys standing around at the DMV or whatever. Um, this has, like I said, the late 80s or the late 90s versions of the characters. So you've got the electric blue Superman in here. You've got badass Aquaman with the long hair and the harpoon hand. Kyle Rayner is the Green Lantern. And there is Connor Hawke is the Green Arrow, who is the long lost son of the Oliver Queen character. Anyway, the plot has something to do with the JLA are doing their thing, averting disasters, whatnot, and the Injustice Gang, who are all of their greatest arch enemies, Lex Luthor, the Joker, etc., decide they're going to take down the Justice League of America. But this way, instead of going out there and having a battle with them, they are going to use Lex Luthor's knowledge of corrupt business practices to take them down. So you have characters being manipulated and conned over here. There's an inside man who's ethically compromised, and of course you have people being trapped in satellites and them blowing up and whatnot. On his side, Lex Luthor has something called the Philosopher's Stone, which can change reality or whatever, so of course he's sure to win. In the middle of all this, Metron, who's a member of the New Gods, who are these superhero godlike beings from outer space, comes along and leads half the team on seemingly a wild goose chase throughout the cosmos. And this all somehow leads into Darkseid, the dark overlord of Apocalypse, somehow ends up taking over the world. It's a fast-paced story, lots of action, lots of adventure, and it's exactly what you want out of this type of thing. There's not a lot of soap opera. Actually, there's no soap opera. There's no, I love this character, how come they don't love me? Or, I'm feeling sorry for myself because I haven't been adequate in battle lately. None of that. Everyone is treated like a professional. Everybody acts like they know what they're doing. And there's a real reverence for the characters. Every character is written the way you expect them to be written. They say the things you expect them to say, and everybody has their moments. Everybody contributes to the plot. They contribute to the goings on here. There's no point do you say, well, why is this guy even on the team? Why was this person written in the comic? You don't think about that. You don't think that about anyone who shows up in this comic. Some of the side level characters show up a little bit later on in a story, and it's all good fun. This was written by Grant Morrison, who at the time was probably a little bit better known for his Vertigo world. He gets criticized sometimes for being avant-garde for the sake of being avant-garde, but I don't think you really get that here. You do get lots of crazy fun ideas. The characters move from one big event to one crazy situation to a bigger event to an even crazier situation, and you just go along for a ride, and it's intriguing, it's fun, it's complicated. It's complicated, you pay attention though, it's easy to figure out. Lots of crazy ideas flaking around the edges. Some of these ideas were spun off into other comics. Some of the seeds that were planted here showed up in later Justice League stories. There's a character, the Future Hour Man or whatever, I think got his own comic book for like about 5 minutes. And I guarantee you, at some point, when the editors and writers down at the new Green Lantern run up ideas, they're going to use a page of Kyle Rayner recounting his lost weekend in space or whatever. I guarantee you it'll end up as a 7-issue miniseries at some time in the near future. The art is done by Howard Porter, and it's kind of the time. It's kind of 90s-ish, exaggerated, slick, but the guy can draw. The people look like people. Their elbows are where they're supposed to be, and it's big and splashy, but it's big and splashy in a good way that enhances the action, enhances the drama. You don't think, well, he's just doing this so he can sell this page, later on. And it's exactly what you want. All the big name Justice League characters are here. Big crazy adventure, and it's well written and it's very dramatic. One of my favorite bits in there was a Batman moment, actually very early in the story. I won't give it away, but just the way it's handled, just the way the scene is written, makes it work. It's funny and it's dramatic and it gets you to get to the next chapter. So that's JLA Rock of Ages. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the Justice League of that time period. Let me know what you think of just the Justice League and period. Thank you very much, and you have a good one.